$247. That's what's left. And payday is 9 days away. And here's the thing. You didn't buy anything crazy this month. No shopping spree. No impulse purchase. Just life. And somehow life costs more than what you make. Most people in this situation do one of two things. They either panic and try to stop spending entirely, which lasts about 4 days, or they just give up and hope next month is better. It never is. But there's a system that fixes this. It takes about 20 minutes to set up, and once it's running, you'll never wonder where your money went again. 20 minutes for a lifetime of clarity. That's a trade even I would take, and I don't make bad trades. Okay, so let's be honest about why budgeting feels terrible. It's not because math is hard, it's because most budgeting advice makes you feel like you're being punished for spending money you already earned. Track every latte. Cut out all dining out. Cancel every subscription. Live on rice and beans. That's not a budget. That's a prison sentence. And it doesn't work because it's built on willpower, and willpower runs out. What actually works is a system that tells your money where to go before you spend it, so you never have to think about it again. And the simplest version of that system was invented about 100 years ago, tested on millions of people, and refined into 3 numbers. 3 numbers. That's it. That's what stands between you and never stressing about money again. I managed an empire with fewer rules than your average budgeting app. Here's what nobody tells you about budgeting. The reason most people fail isn't because they don't try, it's because they try too hard. They download an app. They categorize every single purchase into 17 different buckets: groceries, transportation, entertainment, personal care, household supplies, pet expenses, subscriptions, clothing, gifts. By week 2, they're arguing with themselves about whether a protein bar is groceries or health. By week 3, they've stopped logging. By week 4, the app sends a notification they ignore, and the budget is dead. Another one bites the dust. The problem isn't discipline. The problem is complexity. The more categories you track, the more decisions you make, the faster you burn out. And here's the surprising part. The most effective budgeting method in the world uses exactly 3 categories, not 17, 3. It's called the 50-30-20 rule, and it works because it's almost impossible to mess up. 50% of your take-home pay goes to needs: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, real groceries, not DoorDash, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments. The stuff that keeps your life running. Here's the key. If your needs eat more than 50% of your income, that's not a budgeting problem, that's a structural problem. It means your housing is too expensive, your car payment is too high, or your income needs to grow. The budget didn't fail. It just showed you the truth. And truth is always the first step to winning. 30% goes to wants. And this is the part that makes this system actually livable. Restaurants, entertainment, that streaming subscription, new clothes, hobbies, the stuff that makes you a human being and not a savings robot. Most budgets try to eliminate wants entirely. That's why they fail. The 50-30-20 rule builds in permission to enjoy your money. You just know the boundary. Even kings had feasts. But they didn't feast every night. Well, maybe I did. But I had $400 billion. You don't. Not yet. But here's where it gets interesting. 20% goes to future you. Savings, investments, extra debt payments above the minimums, emergency fund, retirement. This is the wealth building section. This is where Code 1 from Mansa Code's story lives. This is your circulation money. The 20% isn't sitting in a vault. It's moving into an index fund, into a high-yield savings account, into paying down debt faster. This is the money that builds your future. This is the money that works while you sleep. And trust me, money that works while you sleep is the best kind of money there is. Okay, so here's the part most budgeting videos won't tell you. The 50-30-20 rule isn't really about the percentages. It's about what it trains your brain to do. See, the real reason most people are broke isn't that they spend too much on coffee. It's that they make financial decisions reactively. They see money in the account, they spend it. They see a bill, they panic. Every dollar is an emotional decision. The 50-30-20 system removes emotion from the equation. Once it's set up, your money has a job before you even touch it. Needs are covered. Wants have a limit. Future you gets paid automatically. You stop thinking about money. And paradoxically, that's when you start building wealth. That's when the game changes. That's when you go from surviving each month to actually gaining ground. Mansa Code didn't think about each gold coin he spent. He had systems that directed where wealth flowed. Your budget is the smallest, simplest version of that exact same principle. And small systems build empires. I should know, so let's actually do this. 20 minutes. Here's the exact sequence. Take your monthly take-home pay. Not your salary. what actually lands in your bank account after taxes. Let's say it's $4,000. That's our working number. 50% of 4,000 is 2,000. That's your need ceiling. If your rent plus utilities plus groceries plus transportation plus minimum debt payments is under 2,000, you're in great shape. You're already ahead of most people. If it's over, that's the first thing to fix. Not with guilt, with strategy. Now here's the part that makes this automatic. Open a high-yield savings account if you don't have one. Set up an automatic transfer on payday. $800 moves to your future you account before you even see it. That's it. That's the whole trick. What's left in your checking account is your spending money. $2,000 for needs, $1,200 for wants. And you don't have to track a single receipt. If the checking account still has money, you can spend it. If it's getting low, you slow down. No spreadsheet, no app, no guilt. Just a system doing what systems do, running without you. But most people aren't starting at zero debt. So let me show you how to handle that. If you have credit card debt, the 20% goes to attacking that first, minimum payments on everything, then throw the rest at the smallest balance. When that's gone, roll the payment into the next one. This is called the snowball method, and it works because of psychology, not math. Every balance you eliminate gives you a win that keeps you going. Every win builds momentum, and momentum is what separates people who talk about getting out of debt from people who actually do it. Once the debt is cleared, that same 20% pivots to building. Emergency fund first, 3 to 6 months of expenses, then investments. And just like that, the money that was draining your future is now funding it. Same 20%, same system, completely different trajectory. The system doesn't change, the destination does. Here's what's real. Over 60% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency. $400. That's a car repair, a dental bill, a phone replacement, and the gap between those people and the ones who can cover it, it's not income, it's not luck, it's whether their money had a plan before it arrived. Think about that. The only difference is a plan. 20 minutes of setup, 3 numbers, and suddenly you're on the other side of that statistic. You're not the 60% anymore. You're the person who can handle what life throws at you and keep building anyway. Mansa Musa directed the flow of gold across an empire. You're directing the flow of dollars across a life. Different scale, same code. He'd respect the hustle. 3 numbers, 20 minutes, and you never have to wonder where your money went again.